What's going on, guys? Commander RestlessCorpse back here with Elite Dangerous, and this is episode 75, which is crazy. I think this might actually be one of, if not the longest series I've ever done. I think that my Bloodborne series was decently long, and my Assassin's Creed 4 series might have been decently long as well, but on that one I did 2 episodes a day, so it didn't take me as long to do it. I think it might have been like 80, 84 episodes, something like that. I don't remember, but I mean, we're at episode 75, and I don't plan on stopping anytime soon, so this will end up being my longest series, which I think is pretty damn cool. But we're getting close to the core, and as soon as I make this jump and set up for the next scan of the star, I'm going to... Oh, maybe I should not slow down. I'm going to go ahead and go to the galaxy map, and we'll see how far I am from the core and how far I am from home. But there are a couple things that I want to talk about today that I just saw on Reddit, which I think are pretty cool. Well, one of them is pretty cool. One of them is kind of funny. Well, at least funny to me. But let's go ahead and just get everything set up here, and then we'll do that. I might as well scoop as well, because I do need some fuel. But I'm about halfway back down to the plane, I guess. It's not taking me near, or it's taking me a lot longer to get down to the plane this time, because I'm not going, like when I went up, I went straight up, and now I'm going down at an angle so that I can make forward progress. Look at this guy. Huh. However, I mean, I've seen planets like that, but that not necessarily that color. But anyway, let's go ahead and check out the system, or the galaxy map here. And I've gone back to looking at it like this, so that I can see what the hell I'm jumping to. And there's actually some neutron stars and stuff around here, which is cool. I did not... Oh, there's a black hole. We're definitely going to go to that guy. So, I guess I'm going to change the route, and we'll get to that in a second. I don't know why I closed it. Let's swing over here, and let's look at Sagittarius. So if we look at Sagittarius here, we are... Come on, buddy. 2,100 light years away, which is really cool. Man, we're getting super close. And I know that when people talk about how far away they are from the bubble, they generally pick Sol as their, like, home, I guess. But remember, our home, or my home, I don't know, you might have a different home, is HIP 16607, because that is a super cool system. It's got a lot of stuff. Now we're going to need to swing over here. I think it's an F-type. It sure is. We are 24,112 light years away. Now that is pretty cool. Just for the sake of argument, though, let's check out Sol. I think Sol is, what, an M? No? What are you, Sol? I know you're not one of those. What the hell is it? Is it a G? It is a G. Alright, that's good to know. 24,000 light years from Sol. So, you know, take that how you will. It's not that far from HIP 16607. But, in any case, oh, well, sometimes I hit escape to get out of that. In any case, let's start about the first thing that I saw. The first thing that I saw, well, it's not the first thing I saw, but it's the first thing that I want to talk about. And this is good enough for fuel. Is somebody posted like a question on the subreddit asking if people would pay for explorers to go out and get a lot of data and come back to a specific system, or like system or station, I guess, station being making more sense, and sell that data to that station. Now, apparently when you sell data to a station, it increases the influence of that system. And I guess people who, you know, are fighting for that system, or that particular, I guess, in that particular faction or whatever, want that influence to help out for whatever reason. I don't know. I don't know the specifics of it and why that would be important. But apparently there are people that would do this. Adlai's Armada was the first one to jump up about it, and they said that they definitely would pay a special bonus or dividend to anyone who would sell large amounts of data at Cleve Hub. And then someone from, I'm not exactly sure what faction this person is from, but in his flare it says Lavinia's Legion, so possibly 13th Legion, I don't know. Also said that they would pay like 6 million plus for 60 pages of exploration data. So that's pretty cool. I like the idea that people are, you know, I guess contracting or would be willing to contract an explorer to sell their data at specific systems. I think that's really cool. It gives explorers a little bit more of like a reason. You know, I mean, when I get back, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have a ridiculous amount of money from all this scan stuff, especially because of the money patch. Now I need to figure out where the hell I was here. But it'd be really cool to also have that extra bonus. So let's turn it like this. And we're going down, everyone, down. I know there were some neutron stars I left up there, but I am all neutron starred out, to be honest. Now, if I find one as a destination for, so like right here, I guess I could choose this as a destination. It's going to take a bit, so we're going to sit here for a second, and we'll go to the next topic that I saw. Let me just pull it up here. And this was a salty topic. Some dude is very upset about something that happened to him. The thread is titled, "The punishment for crashing while exploring is unreasonably high. Terrible game mechanics that ruin immersion are pushing me away." Now, this guy is very upset because he went on a 2,000 light year journey over around Bernard's Loop and through a whole bunch of nebulas like the Orion Nebula and stuff like that. And he decided to land on a planet to get a cool screenshot, I guess, which I completely, you know, I sympathize with him there. But he crashed. It was I think a 2 gravity planet, and he crashed, blew up, and he is now back in the bubble. Now he's very upset because it broke his immersion in the way that I think what he said, his exact words were, it's almost as if he never made that journey. Like his pilot, he might as well have never made the journey. Like nothing, all of that. I think he was out for like 2 weeks. All of the data and all of the stuff that he did has been erased because he died. Listen, man, I completely feel your pain. I almost had the same thing happen to me very early in my journey. But the point is not a game if there are no winners and no losers. Let's take all these games that are super popular nowadays, these visual novel style games or walking simulators and stuff like that, where you're just walking through this game world and learning things, but there's no threat. I don't think that this game would be fun at all if there was no threat of death, whether it be from player or NPC or, you know, piloting fails. Look, if you don't want to play the game, then don't play the game. Like, I don't understand. If you want a game where you can just fly around and do whatever you want with no risk, this is not the game for you. As a matter of fact, I don't think there are games like that. At least not space STEM games where you can do whatever you want with no risk of blowing up or losing. And that's what it all comes down to. It's winning and losing. I guess if I get back to the bubble and I sell all this data, I guess you could say I won. At least the part that I was doing. But there's no like real... It's not necessarily cut and dry like that. It's not winning and losing. But there has to be some kind of risk. And the risk for exploring, because let's get this out of here, like out of the way right now. Exploring is easy. If you are careful, there is absolutely no risk. There's nobody out here trying to blow me up, although that is debatable, considering there are people that, I guess, from what I hear, may hide in Sagittarius A and take out unsuspecting, unarmed explorers, and I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to deal with that just yet. I don't like the idea of going into solo for that, so I may just have to feel it out and see. But the point is, exploring is easy. There is absolutely almost no risk as long as you're not stupid. As long as I pay attention, don't run into stars, and I'm careful when I'm landing, there's really no risk because you don't even have to land to explore. You don't. So there has to be some punishment for screwing up. There has to be. And I know that some people are going to take that and, you know, disagree with that. But the amount of, like, reputation that I'm going to gain and the amount of money that I'm going to gain for doing this, it can't be, you know, it can't be for nothing. Like, there has to be some way to balance it. Otherwise, everybody would just do this for money. There would be nobody fighting. There would be nobody, you know, no bounty hunting would be pointless. Trading would be pointless. Smuggling would be pointless if all you had to do was go out to a couple of systems, scan some systems, come back and sell it. I mean, it's essentially what you can do, but the risk is that if you screw up and you blow up, you lose it all. Now, there are games out there that are way more punishing than that, and I've talked about this in earlier, or like a previous episode, like DayZ or Rust or, you know, Ark or any of those games. When you die in those games, you're done. Like, you lose everything. Now, granted, most of them you can go back to where you were and get your stuff back, but that in and of itself is another challenge. There is no challenge to exploring. And I know that I've been out here doing this for a long time, and there are times when I'm like, yeah, I really don't want to do that. It makes me nervous. Yes, there are scary things out here that can screw you up, but only if you aren't careful. Like, remember, I'm still at 96% hull. Remember, I wanted to do this with 100% hull. And the only reason that I have even dropped down to 96 because one time I played when I was way too tired. I should not have been playing. I should have waited until the next day to record the episode. But I played anyway, and I ran into 2 stars. One before the recording, and I think one during the recording. I don't remember when they were done, but that's not the point. The point is, the only reason that I am even at all below 100% hull is because I made mistakes, and I know exactly the mistakes that I made. I know exactly how I screwed up. I know exactly how I could have fixed those. It's not like bounty hunting, where you go out and you risk, like, your not only your money but your rebuy costs, your insurance costs. There's no risk like that. You're actually in combat. It's not like trading where you have to worry about people trying to screw you up, NPCs and players alike. It's not like smuggling where it's the same thing. The police and other pirates trying to screw you up, other players deciding that in role-playing their character, they're going to stop you, which is completely viable. We talked about that back on the SDC versus Mobius PvE episode. You can't be salty and mad because you screwed up on an easy cash-in. You can't. Exploring is not difficult. Anybody can do this, as highlighted by the fact that lots of people do it. I'm pretty sure that 90% of my viewers, 90% of you guys have already or are have already gone out and done your exploring, or you currently are doing your exploring and you just watch my videos while you're exploring, or you have plans to. Everybody does it. It's that easy. I would be the first to say that I am not out here doing amazing work. Yes, I'm finding some cool stuff, and I think that that's awesome. And, you know, the fact that I've got a ridiculous amount of first discoveries just is because, like, it's not anything special. It's just because I chose a route that people don't generally do. Like, I could have been to Sagittarius and back. As a matter of fact, I could have been to the other side of the galaxy and back already had I not taken this route and chosen only to really play while I'm recording, because I don't, I want you guys to see the entire journey, or at least 90% of it. I have done maybe 500 light years tonight before I started recording, but as always, if I find something awesome in my pre-recording playing, I always, quick start up the recording and show you guys. So, guys, you can't get upset. I know I keep going back to that, but there is absolutely no reason to be upset because you screwed up. You screwed up. That's the thing. You screwed up. It's not like the planet was malicious and rose up to meet you and is laughing at you and, posting, its video of blowing you up on YouTube. Like, you screwed up, dude. Don't be upset at the game. Don't talk about how you're not going to play the game anymore. Like, this game is not for you. To be honest, if crashing on a planet that has 2 times gravity because you didn't take the time to learn how to do it, because remember, I was landing on a moon with like 0.3 gravity, and it was giving me some problems, remember? And I was like, maybe I just don't know how to land on a planet with higher gravity than normal. Or not normal, but higher gravity than I had landed on before. I completely understood that it was my fault. Like, I just needed to take it a little bit slower, and we landed. It was fine. I didn't blow up. Everything was cool. Landed on the planet, got our cool screenshot, and took off. When you go exploring, anything that happens to you is 100% your fault. Now, this is barring any kind of bugs or anything like that, which I have heard Frontier development, or whatever the hell FDev is what people call them. Frontier in general, like, they're pretty good at, if a bug screws you up, they will help you out. Now, they can't give you all your exploration data back, but they can give you money and rebuy your ship. I've heard about it happening. I've seen threads, people, singing the praises of FDev and whatnot. They're really good about it. If a bug screws you up, they will reimburse you. But trying to land on a planet with 2 times gravity and eaten pavement is not a bug. That is how the game works. That is your problem. You need to learn how to do that. And at some point, I'm going to have to learn how to do it, because I'm sure that I'm going to find a planet that I really want to land on that has shitty gravity, and it's probably going to take an entire episode for me to go from glide to landing, because I will be that afraid to do it. But the point is, I understand that if I crash while landing, it is because of my error. My skill was not high enough to do what needed to be done. Now, every game should, now I'm not saying that every game does, but every game should have skill tiers. You can land on a planet with 0.1 gravity, no problem. You are good enough to do that probably from the get-go. Maybe you are not good enough to land on a planet with gravity of 2. Maybe you need to learn. Maybe you need to practice. If you don't think that you can do it, then don't do it. Just pass that one up, go somewhere else. It's a skill tier. You need to build your skills to be able to do this thing. I think that I'm getting pretty damn good at the game, which is funny because I was thinking about it yesterday after I recorded the video, that when I get back to the bubble and I start doing combat again, I'm probably going to blow up a lot. I'm going to need to relearn combat because it has been so long since I've done anything but fly and scan and land. Like, it's going to be like I just started the damn game when I get home and I need to land on a station. It's going to be like learning it all over again. Luckily, I've been playing these games for a long time, these kinds of games, and I understand the flight mechanics of a video game. So, I think I'll be alright. What are we looking at here? One more jump? Excellent, because that is about all the time I've got, guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to fly into this system. We're going to scan this neutron star. Unfortunately, I didn't get a cool photo op just because I wanted to talk about these, and it didn't really lend any time to, exploring and finding things. But we'll get back to it. Don't worry. But I was scouring Reddit for something to talk about. Because, I like to do that. I like to be part of this community. And I'm on Reddit all the time. So when I find something that I want to talk about, then I'm going to talk about it with you guys. I'd like to hear your opinions, though. Like, if you are out here and he was only 2,000 light years. I mean, come on. I mean, I get it. He probably doesn't have the kind of playtime that a lot of other people have. So it took him 2 weeks to get about 2,000 light years. And that's cool, man. You play the game at your pace. But nobody is going to be sympathetic to you if you are moaning and complaining because you lost 2,000 light years of exploration data. And he even said that he didn't find any systems that hadn't already been explored before. So it's not like you lost anything but your time and the potential money that you were going to make. And I guess your meager rebuy. I mean, let's look over here at the rebuy cost of mine. My rebuy cost is 1.2 million. And the reason that it's higher like that for an ASP exploring is because I didn't take a lot of people's advice and derate some of the modules that I didn't need. Everything on mine is A-rated because remember, this was my smuggling craft that I refitted for exploration. And I know that we're just flying into pointless space here, but so the rebuy on my ship could have been even lower had I taken people's advice and derated things like engine and whatnot, or whatever the hell people derate to lower the weight of the ship so that it can jump further. I didn't want to do that because I didn't want to go through all that when I get back. I'm obviously going to refit this back into a smuggling ship. And then when I decide to, well, actually what I was thinking is if I do make enough money, I'm going to buy a separate ASP for smuggling or for exploration. Fit it as an exploration ship to refit this one as the smuggling ship since it's already got the A-rated modules and stuff like that. But that's beside the point. The point is, the only thing that you're losing is the money that you would have made plus the rebuy of your ship, which is exactly how bounty hunting works, which is exactly how trading works if you die, which is exactly how smuggling works if you die. It's the same. It's not a broken mechanic. In any case, that's all the time I've got, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you think about it. Have you ever gone out, and this is the point that I was trying to make and I totally went off the rails, but if you've ever gone out on an exploring mission and blown up, were you mad? Did it upset you to the point where you didn't want to play the game anymore? Now, I'm going to assume that if you have done this before and you're watching my videos, probably means you're still playing, which probably means the answer is no. But I want to hear about it. In any case, if you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you want to see more videos of Elite Dangerous or any of the other videos that I've done, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you have anything to say, especially if you want to answer the questions that I've given you, go ahead and throw it down in the comments. Remember, I'm Commander RestlessCorpse. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I'll see you guys in the next video.
Eject. 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 Eject.